Well, hello and welcome to week 4 of Sacraments and Pentecostal Ministry. This week we'll be exploring the ideas of water baptism, and it's here really beginning with this chapter, and we're going to see this all through the rest of Tumberland's book, but it's here that I really believe the strength of Tumberland's theological method really comes out. And I hope you'll recognize this because it's important, his method, how he is making his argument. And I believe it's a model that you can use as you articulate your faith, as you write your sermons, as you write your books. Who knows what you'll be doing as you write your papers. This is a really good model. And what Tumberland basically does is he forms his theological argument really on four concepts. First of all, of course, he offers a thorough biblical argument, and I think he does a great job here. Second, he looks at the history of effect on Pentecostal. He goes back to the early Pentecostals, and he brings in what they're having to say about baptism. And then he goes even further back to the patristic era, back to the early church fathers, first, second, third, fourth century fathers, and he gives us their ideas and what they thought about water baptism here in this chapter, but in subsequent chapters, other sacraments, and that's important for us. I mean, these people are close to the apostles, right? They're close to the New Testament. I mean, some of them are students of the apostles. Some of them are students of the apostles. I would think that they have a pretty good handle on some of these concepts, and it's very important for us to appreciate what the early church fathers and mothers gave us about their ideas of faith and life with God. And so Tumberland does that in bringing about a nice, what I call a fully orbed argument about his understanding of the sacraments. And here, I mean, Tumberland doesn't quite say it, but he gets close to say that baptism, water baptism, is essential for salvation. Again, he's not saying that, but note how he talks about how important it is to see these as an ordinance. Look, just be aware of these words, ordinance, how they are effectual. What does that mean? How they effect us? What is the effect in our lives? They are effectual. He brings out a beautiful argument with Paul and how he likens our identity with Christ, what it means to be in Christ, to be baptized into Christ. If we're not baptized, are we in Christ? Just really bringing that out. And of course, in Romans, I think it's Romans chapter 6, where he really identifies water baptism with the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. All these arguments he's bringing about in a biblical way. And then I love the fact that he quotes Peter. I think it's Peter chapter 2, but you'll look at that. It's in the text. But where Peter says, baptism saves you. I think we do ourselves a disservice when we gloss over that so quick. Oh, he didn't really mean that. We don't read that literally. Well, it's there. It's in the scriptures. We need to wrestle with that. We don't need to gloss over that so quickly when Peter says plainly, baptism saves you. What is a way that we would articulate that faithfully? And so he offers this argument, again, this argument through a theological method that I believe would be very helpful for you to understand. Just two aspects of the book I want to point out. I wish I could just go through the whole book, but I don't want to bore you. I don't want to read it necessary to you. But on page 123, he offers a nice definition of water baptism as a sacrament. And you'll want to look at that. It's the first full paragraph after the quote from Beasley Murray. He offers a definition of water baptism as a sacrament. I think that's important for you to look at. And then on page 131, he offers a critique of Pentecostals and evangelicals and this disconnect that we have between our ecclesiology, what we say about the church, and our soteriology, what we say about salvation. Ecclesiology, soteriology. He says our weak understanding of water baptism is perhaps connected to our disconnect of those two theological constructs. And so you'll find that on page 131. I hope you'll look at that and perhaps engage with that in our writings, and I'm looking forward to that. Well, just a few things, just to speak about kind of some housekeeping items that I want to bring out today. First of all, I've gotten all the grades in from week 1 all the way up to week 3. And so if I missed a grade or I put a grade, I put zeros in. If you don't have a grade in, I put a 0 in. So that tells you that if you have a grade that's in, and it's easy for me to miss it, I'm only human, and there's so many names and posts, I can easily miss a post that you make. Listen, just shoot me an email. Say, no, Steve, I posted here it is, and so let me know that. If you want to bring that 0 up and submit a late grade, a late assignment, that's fine. I'll give you credit for that. It won't be 100%, but it'll be much better than a 0. As you can see, 1 0. Some of you got this 1 0. It really brings your grade down. So I'll work with you. Again, let me know if there's some problems. I'll work with you. I want you to have success in this, and so I'm not here to give you a bad grade. I just have to put something in, and usually when I put a 0 in, it gets your attention, and you'll get me some assignments in. And so please get those in, and we'll take care of those zeros. Another item I want to just mention that really your first post, the assignment is that it's due on Thursday. If you get it in after Thursday, I'm going to give you a late grade on it, because it's really not fair for your other classmates to get their grades in, their assignments in, and then have to come back, Saturday or even Sunday. People just don't have time. You need to get your first post in on Thursday so your other classmates can respond to you, and so we can have these discussions going. And I just want to say that these discussions have been really well done, well thought through. Some of you have pushed back on the book, and that's fine. You can disagree with the book. You can disagree with the reading. You can disagree with me. It's fine. Just be nice about it, okay? Let's be Christian about it. Let's be cordial about it. But let's have these discussions. And again, you're doing a great job. One more item I want to mention is that your critique on the other text is due in 2 weeks. That's September 20th. Not this Friday, but next Friday. Don't forget that. And it's due in Turabian style. I'm going to just talk about that probably from now until the end of the class, because your final paper will be in Turabian. But if you don't know what Turabian is, if you think I'm speaking some foreign language right now, you need to find out. And I have some resources on the info page that will help you. You can always email me. Just tell me, what in the world, what do you mean, what's Turabian? It's just the style of writing, the way you format the paper, the way you do footnotes, the way you number the pages. I'm also going to send you and put on the info page the next couple of days, probably not today, but next couple of days there's going to be a cover sheet that I want you to follow, identifying the title of your essay, where the class and your name and date. And I'm going to put that on there kind of as a template for you to use for your own papers. No fancy borders or graphics of any way. That just doesn't go on a paper that you would turn into a professor. None of that, just straight text, and I'll have that. And again, Turabian, you got to think Turabian. You're going to be graded on that. You're going to be graded on the style, the spelling, the grammar, sentence structure, paragraph structure. That's all about the Turabian style. And so I know I'm kind of really emphasizing that, but so just keep an eye on that. I think that's all for right now. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to engaging with you online with these reflections. And so that's where I'll leave it. I will see you online. God bless. Bye-bye.